We're making Keto Nutella for waffles, ice cream, sandwiches, pancakes, you name it. Let's go. I'm willing to bet that at least some of you didn't know you could have Nutella on the keto diet. We're going to jump straight into the recipe, but I've got a couple of things to announce. Your nutritional information and shopping list is listed in the description box. And with storage, you can store it for about 6 months. It's only got hazelnuts, cocoa powder, coconut oil, and vanilla extract in it. And let's jump into the recipe. I'm using organic blanched and pre-roasted hazelnuts in this recipe, and you can also use raw as well. Just make sure you get rid of the skin after roasting. Add a cup of the hazelnuts to a lined baking tray and bake them in the oven for about 15 minutes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 Celsius, making sure you lay them flat on the tray. And you can see here mine are just lightly toasted. Most Keto Nutella recipes call for 2 or 3 cups of hazelnuts, which is why a food processor can be used. Because we are using only 1 cup, that amount of nuts is just too little to be processed in a food processor, and the nuts end up getting stuck under the blade, and it might be a little frustrating for you having to scrape the sides of the bowl every 5 seconds. You need to use a machine with the blades right at the bottom of the container so they can process the nuts properly, like a Ninja or a NutriBullet or even some kind of a blender. Add the 1 cup of nuts to your blender of choice, and once the nuts are finely ground, and no, they don't have to be a butter, just ground, add 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 5 tablespoons of powdered sweetener, and yes, you need that much to get it to taste as sweet as Nutella, in my humble opinion. And now let's talk about the amount of coconut oil to use. I needed 5 tablespoons of coconut oil because I wanted my Nutella to be a little bit runny. I'm using mine for ice cream, so I'm going to create swirls. If you are planning to use it as a spread, please use less coconut oil. And also, depending on the machine you use, I know for a Thermomix, you wouldn't need to add any oil at all because it draws the oil out of the nuts. But you're going to have to eyeball this. Okay, add the appropriate amount of oil, and lastly, add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract for flavor. Run it through the machine again until you have a smooth texture, and voila! We all know that Nutella is really versatile and you can use it on more than what I've mentioned. I, of course, am going to be using it in the dairy-free ice cream recipe to make a Nutella ice cream. And that video is coming up next. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and be well.